country should hang its head in shame. Where was the Constitution on the 4th of December 2021 when my armed forces, special forces of the 21 Special Force Paras, they killed 6 civilians who had gone to work in coal mines, coming back home. In the aftermath of that, another 8 more civilians were killed in Nagaland. What did this government do at that point in time? At least stand up in unison, condemning that. At least I expected our Raksha Mantri to have stood up and said that we owe responsibility. I am from a village in the far northeastern state of Manipur. My village is called Shangshak. In the spring of 1944, when the Great Second War reached that part of the country, my village was where the Battle of Shangshak took place for a week. Hundreds and hundreds of Allied forces as well as Japanese forces, they lost their lives there. It was the Battle of Shangshak that ensured that Allied forces could reach Kohima in time so that the onslaught of the Japanese could be stopped. Sir, the nation was built 1950, as we all know, the Constitution was adopted, enacted. That part of the country, we never knew what was being discussed. Our people never ever knew what was happening in these great halls, what our founding fathers were discussing for the welfare and the future of that part of the country. Many amendments were required. One such amendment that happened in '63 was Article 371A for the state of Nagaland. In 1971, Article 371C for the state of Manipur. It was because at the time in 1949, when the Constituent Assembly discussed the Constitution, many parts of our nation were left out. Our nation is a plural nation. That is the belief that we had grown up with. We have studied our whole lives that this nation is a nation that constitutes pluralism. The core and identity of our nation is the plurality that this nation exudes so proudly. Why is it today? I have seen many eloquent speakers. I am grateful across both sides of this house. You have spoken on the Constitution. Where was the Constitution on the 4th of December 2021 when my armed forces, special forces of the 21 Special Force Paras, they killed 6 civilians who had gone to work in coal mines, coming back home to their families. Because you had cut down the budget for Narega, they did not have a source of income that they had to go and work in the coal mines on the way back. The best of our forces, the 21 SF, they mowed down 6 unarmed civilians. Yet, in the aftermath of that, another 8 more civilians were killed in Nagaland, in Oting. What did this government do at that point in time? This country should hang its head in shame. Why? Because you, yes, to assuage the villagers of Oting, you nominated a very good friend of mine as the Rajya Sabha MP from Nagaland. Presently, she's the MP representing Nagaland, and her name is Pangon Konyak, a well-deserved lady from Oting. Is that enough for the families that have lost their lives to my armed forces? Did not this nation and this people and this house at least stand up in unison, condemning that? At least I expected our Raksha Mantri to have stood up and said that we owe responsibility to whatever wrong happens, and it is our own people that we have assassinated, and for that we mourn. Till date, that is missing. Are we not a part of this nation? I ask you, Speaker Sir. Mr. Chairman, 3rd of May, 2023, I need not remind this House or this nation what happened in my state of Manipur. What has been happening for the last 19 months? The last time I got to speak in this August House, I very clearly said, as a citizen of this nation and as a family that has contributed in building this nation, it is my right to ask for justice. Why is it till today that my Prime Minister someone who this nation believes, someone who I also wish to believe. Why is it that till date he is not answerable to the people of Manipur? Why? Is it too much? Is it too much for me to ask on behalf of those civilians that have elected me here today? Sir, Mr. Chairman, sir, those children, those women across communities, they have lost their lives. They cannot be victimized for a cause for which this nation or the state cannot handle. Is my nation so weak that you cannot protect the lives and property of the civilians there in Manipur, sir? I beseech the conscience of this House.
Thank you.
We have so many eloquent speakers, sir. I'm closing. Sir, I'm closing.
Please, please.
Sir, in the end, I wish to beseech upon the conscience of this House, especially all the honorable members of the ruling bench. This is not a war against either party, be the treasury or the opposition. This is a war against humanity in this country. Please, wake up, speak to your people. All you have to do is see how difficult is it for our nation, which is growing and going to become the third largest economy. You talk only of economy, but when you have finished of people, what will that economy do when there are no people to use it? I ask the conscience of this House and the leadership of this nation, please today stand up, be with your brothers and sisters in Manipur, bring about justice and be accountable for all actions. Thank you, Speaker.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.